Так, okay, hello everybody. I hope it's clear here quality. Так. Okay, so here let's do some study. So I was talking about curvilinear perspective. First, some quick recap about main perspective kind of thing. So what is 3D space? 3D space is this three surface and three axes related to this surface. This you can also find in Scott Robertson How to Draw book. So let's say it's like it's comparable to wheel and axle. So we have this wheel, it's like leaning on Z plane, right? So it's like Z. Then axis, which is perpendicular to Z plane, will be Z axis here. See. So this Z axis is kind of like an axle for a wheel. So, and same with the Y plane. If we have wheel which is on a Y plane, let's say Y wheel, then it will have Y axle or actually axis, yeah. So and then X, same with X. So so this main kind of elements we should to consider, it's surface and axis. Axis will, which is same related kind of to same surface, will related like perpendicularly. So Y surface it's Y axis, Z surface is Z axis, and X surface, X it's X axis. So then, yeah, so let's talk about this picture. So what we have here? We have here this ground kind of surface. It's like Z plane, and the axis is like vertical lines related to this ground, right? So this axis will be these vertical lines for which represented like kind of vertical lines of these buildings, of these towers. Then we have like everything here is like have a boxy shape, and so let's say like left and right side of building is Y plane. It's here clear. So we have ground. So now from ground, this it's Z axis, all these vertical lines, and all this kind of if we start to draw a building, for example, here, so this side of building, it's a y plane, and this lines, it will be y axis. So all this kind of line which is leaning on this building and similar buildings around, it will be like y axis. And this one, this side of building, this will be x plane, x surface. So this line here, which is perpendicular to this x surface, this line here, this will be x axis. And we can build this grid here. So we have grid for x axis, we have grid for y axis, and we have grid for z axis. So these three grids give us this three-dimensional space where we can locate all three-dimensional objects and show this like surfaces, like depth, you know, all this stuff. So this kind of little, no, not little, it's advanced perspective. So if you're really confused, I give a link in descriptions for my previous tutorials where I explain from very beginner level how to understand all this perspective, like from very basics, and go to curvilinear perspective, fisheye perspective, like 5-point perspective, all this stuff, it's there. And it's, if you will watch from first my tutorial, you will really understand all this completely. It will be really clear for you. So, but for those who already watch them or already have some knowledge and perspective, it's like some another demonstration, another kind of video and practice. So it will be more to make it more you know, easy and casual to draw in curvilinear perspective. So we have like different photos, different kind of views, different situations, different shots, where we can see how curvilinear perspective is applied, how it works, how we can use this knowledge about curvilinear perspective to draw any kind of shot, any kind of angle, and etc. So here's this very interesting angle, and first you see it's original photo, it's vertical composition, but I will do it horizontal. So let us see. So we have this y-axis. Here it's like just straight line, and like about here we have vanishing point for y-axis, and then when we have vanishing point, can just add some extra axis, extra lines for this grid. So now we have z-axis, then let's see, then y it will be this road on the ground and like front sides of the buildings. So again, I have video where I explain like very clearly and simple, step by step, how to draw grids. And here you can just one more time see this. You see, I just establish these lines without any details yet. So now we have this Y grid. We have already 2 dimensions, and let's add third dimension. Here this X here on a vanishing point, it will be vertical like this, and then it slowly will be curvilinear like this. So here it will be pretty much distorted on this side, here somewhere like this. So just mirroring these lines. Okay, so this curvilinear perspective grid, which you can use for drawing all details here now. So let's see. Yeah, so very funny. I will change. I think I move it too high. Make it more to center. And again, it's very good. That is very easy to fix. So no big deal. So again, Z. Just make this kind of sun. Then X. And Y. Let's see. So now I start to drawing this building with this lady on the rooftop. Yeah, so draw this rooftop. So you see how all line I draw, I follow kind of this curvature of perspective grid. So if I draw this line, it will follow this kind of curvature. If if I draw this line, it follows this curvature. So grid is very important for us to measure right extent of curvatureness and angle degree. Also to know, like angle, directions, all the stuff. It became organized in one three-dimensional reality, in one three-dimensional, in one 3D space. Yeah. So when we have this grid, we have mutual 3D space for all these objects here in this picture. And without perspective grid, it's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. So only if you see some artists draw without perspective grid, it's because they draw these perspective grids like million times, couple thousand times, and they already have grid in their mind. Like Kim Jong-gi, like he recently passed away. It's so horrible and sad news for everybody. Tragedy. He is a master of this using perspective grids in his mind, even without drawing them directly on the paper. It's already behind kind of every line he do. Так, let's see. Put her more here. So here make some just general outline for her body here. Also her hair very interesting, leaning here. Yeah, also now I will do stream every Saturday at same time, with 10 AM. So hope you will join, so I can reply some messages in the chat. Maybe sometimes make like perspective kind of Q&A. Can draw 4 questions in the chat. So here I just quick note for road, freeway here, and put some buildings. Так. Okay, so this like this general sketch. So you can see first is grid, then put above this grid some like quick marks about overall composition and like location of objects. I use this eraser. It's best for make it a little lightening pencil sketch. So you can no worry when you're sketching with pencil. You can no worry it's like making it too muddy, because with this eraser you will lighten it. And after, when I use ink, after ink I can completely erase all pencil. So also, if you kind of concerned about like using pencil or not, I think it's absolutely kind of fake problem. It's no problem. It's absolutely okay to use pencil for preliminary sketch. So it's only like personal preference for artist. Like, do you want use pencil, or depending on some situation, maybe sometimes you just don't have time or don't have pencil so you don't use it. But if talking about like, is this cheating or is this like a spoiling, you know, like when you should practice more drawing without pencil? No, it's absolutely nonsense. I see so many like super high class artists using pencil because it's a tool, and actually, like, you know, after all, your goal is to make artwork, and like, so the result is what is important. And there's so many techniques, you know, and like, okay, you can use pencil, but it's compared to draw digitally, for example, it's so much harder, because it's like no any comparison to Control Z opportunity when you can always redraw. But here with pencil it's absolutely uncomparable. It's not such level of control as you have when you draw digitally. It's still kind of real life risky drawing situation. No, anyway, it's pointless. It's pointless to worry about pencil. It's absolutely not deserve to worry about. Так. And I've been like, I spent about like maybe 3 years I was draw totally without pencil. Like, I go to sketch in the streets, like a travel sketch in my sketchbooks and paper and stuff, and I never use pencil. I wanted to be like straight away in ink, and then I realize I don't kind of, it's not necessary, just no reason. Sometimes it's much quicker and really and more like relieving when you make some quick pencil sketch, and you can also like boost your composition quality with a pencil. Так. Let's see here. So whole process you can see, it's just sort of like building up or making it a little more sophisticated, but general idea is already clear on a stage of a perspective grid. We already have all necessary and core things, and now you know you can add any much amount of detail, any amount of like this boxy stuff. So it's like, you know, like in computer games, like if compare, it's like have volume, we have object form, and we have textures, right? So all object forms, they're kind of have box nature. So it's like, or it's like a literary box, or it's for how to say, for some extent it has this relation to box. And anyway, every kind of object, no matter how much it's soft and round, it still have this front side, left side, right side, top and bottom, you know. So box nature of every form. And texture kind of, you know, it's like, it's this marks on a surface. So we have this like here, this, it's a volume 3 surface, and I can draw whatever. I can put color, I can put some drawing, and then it will follow form when I rotate in it, right? So same here, you just know where is, when it's form and when it's a texture. And doing texture, it's the easiest thing when it's established space and established general forms. Then textures, you just play around with them, and you know, it's like, so as you go from general to more particular, from big to small. So when you have like a ground, you have building, then you can put some object on this building, you can draw some people on this building, and etc is going this direction towards more small details. Так. So I will do more this kind of videos. I have some collection of photos. Unfortunately, I don't know, I don't have credentials for this photo. I don't know who is the photographer. If you know, write me. I will write it here. But it's just some photo I was randomly find on the Pinterest. So, and I have very cool angles, very interesting, extreme and distorted views. I want to kind of, to study myself, to put it in my visual vocabulary, and also and kind of share this process with you. We can kind of look at it together, and if you have any kind of questions or request, we can talk about this too. Just contribute to art community, Let's put some music for a little part here. Oh, yes. Yeah, so and here also, you know, this kind of things when we see some bunch of details, like pretty, like, you know, very busy places here. For such occasions, it's, I always consider it as like absolutely not necessary to follow it 100%. So I just like kind of drawing it pretty randomly. I use this reference as reference, not as a like, I'm not obedient to it to make it like exact copy or something. So as I always say, we as artists, we need to always have clear goal, understand like what are we doing and for what reason, and so then when we have this clear goal, we have this like priorities. We know what is like first priority, what is second priority, and what is like absolutely like you know, like not important. So here priority, it's a structure. I just want to practice like general situation drawing, like a forms, some kind of texture here, just to install in my mind this idea of drawing similar situation, you know, so without even like going in all these details and stuff. Like I'm even kind of can say this what I'm doing now, it's also like little overkill for this, but I do it because it's fun. For me it's fun to put some details, you know, not instead of just only a general structure. So I put some extra details just as long as it's fun for me. It's just pleasure kind of for me to do it. And for this situation, it's absolutely not necessary to kind of stress out with being like copying all these elements, and it will like a lot of kind of energy and time consuming to make it like close to 100% accurate. So I just place it like similar. I just kind of recreate situation, not whole thing, you know. So I think it's important to mention. So when we have priorities, it's one useful thing. It's a kind of relief. Other moment, it's also what make us to have smart decisions when we are not put everything into attention. We will like more focus on some part and more like lose on other not necessary parts, and this will create this kind of lively mood, you know, when something is little out of shape and something is very careful and precise. Because if we kind of need perfect picture, okay, then just do 3D, just use Blender and stuff and just create all scene in 3D and put some cameras, make photo and stuff. So this is only a way when you can really make it perfect. When you draw, it's not about perfect, it's about kind of this hocus pocus kind of stuff, you know. We want to make illusion, we want to impress and make kind of viewers sort of hallucinate with our fake reality we're making for them in our drawings, right? Some kind of daydreaming, you know. And what is interesting is like any movie, any book, anything made by people, it always will have some mistakes, some problem, if you will start to searching for mistake. But average good reader or good like consumer of art, he is not interested in finding mistakes. He interested in experience. So we as artists, we give him experience, and he kind of eager for this. He feel grateful when we make him experience something. Somebody who looking for mistakes, it's somebody who from beginning don't want to kind of play with us, you know, to be kind of immersed, kind of to be part of this reality we're making. No, or of course you can have too many like huge mistakes which just distort people attention, no, distract attention, so people like cannot really immerse in your image, because it's like fundamental mistakes are too obvious, they're distracting. So that's why all kind of we must do is make about related to mistakes is to make sure we don't have major fundamental mistakes which will distract viewer from our image. So instead of enjoying it, he will like confused and feel like frustrated. But never don't waste and time and effort for this impossible perfectionism when you try to make everything correct, you know. Because it's totally not this kind of thing. It's different. It's not artist speciality to make perfect stuff. It's not draft, it's not engineering, it's not I don't know, even in programming it's nothing perfect. I think it's like always a bunch of mistakes, errors in algorithm. But no, it's just different say in different professions, or like or different kind of jobs. They have these different conditions, requirements, and in art main requirement is to impress, to make people believe, because it's all this, it's fake, it's not real 3D, it's not real buildings, it's nothing real here, it's all illusion. And like it's weird to try be like too serious about make it correct. It's all just triggers for viewers So viewer will like triggered by this picture, and he will believe like he is there, and then he will convince himself like it's so real. He will convince himself it's like it's perfect, you know. I so many time I hear from people like they talking about some of my drawings, like say like, wow, perspective here is so perfect. And actually after like couple years people keep telling me about my perspective so good in my drawings. Only after this I start to really working on my perspective, because it seems like, oh, okay, people keep talking about how my perspective good, so I need to really start to study it to make it really good perspective, because I feel like embarrassed, because I knew it's absolutely far from perfect. And it's so amazing how people like convince themselves that it's perfect perspective, but actually they just don't know why this picture so much impresses them. So they've tried to convince themselves it's something about perspective or something about color or etc. But when main point, it's impression itself. Main thing is just I've been delivering this feeling of being impressed. So first I'm excited as artist, and then I can deliver this excitement in my work, so people will struck by it, you know, like in the music, you singing or making music, if you're excited, you like really like whoa, you know, you are have this energy like flowing from you, and then you transport this through your singing and music. This is how it works. You cannot emulate it, you cannot fake it, you can only express what is real, like according to feeling, kind of, you know. So you're really excited, and then you can express it, and then your artwork will have this kind of excitement. Oh, this was short. Okay, так. So some just quick sketch here. This patch. Так. So this one kind of lines here, it's kind of texture, so you see I just drawing it on a surface of this building. Etc. Let's see. Just play around with this stuff. Here make some dots. Так, let's see. Access. do like this one. So this, for example, is just my idea to mix these marks, just make it more interesting for me. It is not from photo here. Так. And here. Just. Так. Is also funny, this dot line on the road. Interesting element. So no, it's also is kind of another topic talking about this, but maybe I just mention it's like every element, it's a part of composition, similar to making like orchestra, like musical composition, you know, where it's like we have a big, we have small, we have short, we have long elements, and they all play their part in overall movement here. Sometimes it's like quick and short, sometimes like wavy, sometimes it's curvy. So it's like whole another topic to talking about this, but it's really big one. It's really important for me, at least. It's like one of the things what is make drawing interesting, like as a process, and also interesting is in the result, because you play with shapes, you play with elements, you kind of creating this arrangement and relationship of all these elements. So we have this dotted line, we have this small cars here, and they all like instrument. In this musical composition. Let's also do just some basic color. Another just for example and for some easy practice. So I will just very light make this tint of colors here. So we have this like little yellowish on its center. And here it will be more purplish. So use this travel brush, because it's very easy when you don't have water bottle kind of buckets with you. Or don't want to bother with all these water buckets and stuff. Just for one or two picture, this water inside this container, it's enough. So it's like very, very faint colors, and later I do shadow, and just look very simple. Make it dry faster, and some music. Yeah, so you see I mix some dark blue for shadows. So now I use this dark blue just to cover all shadows here. Так, let's see. So some general shadows. Так, like this. Also, the body. So I think it's a very good practice, very good exercise of important things. It's light shadow, also perspective grid, general like composition in perspective, and without being too much lost in the details and accuracy, you know. So this is like how it works, like why I need to do this. It works this way. It's like when I did it once, like now I study this, I draw this kind of situation, right? Then it will be easier for me to draw something similar again. I will feel like belong to this kind of views, you know. I will feel like this kind of thing what I capable and I usually do, just because I did this before. So, and this kind of main point is just make it became part of you through drawing it. And more kind of different situation you draw, more this kind of thing you will get. You will get this experience of drawing such and such views. So next time you can draw similar view and you can draw it on the next level. You can make it like a little more sophisticated, you will be more fluent, and etc. Make shirt. Okay, so kind of this some quick study. So it's for today it's done. So see you next time. See you next Saturday at 10, same time. Yeah, and write me something in the comments and share and like. Yeah, please like and share. This will be great. Thank you.